What is up, Hardcore Nation? It's Hardcore Christopher here, and this is, and you know, for the past 2 weeks, I haven't uploaded at all. Well, I with wrestling for fans, but uh, as far as my channel goes, I haven't uploaded a single video in 2 weeks. So, where have I been? Weeks. Well, I've been here. I've been at home and I've been helping around the house and picking up tree limbs. So, why did I go away for 2 weeks? I know I said in my previous video 2 weeks ago that, you know, I gave a very vague explanation. What I said in that video was I have to do this for me. So, what did I mean by that? I mean, I had to work on myself. If you don't remember, allow me to shed some light. You know, I can't, I think it was about 3 to 4 months ago. I could be wrong on the time frame, but about 3 to 4 months ago, I did something that I shouldn't have done, and it goes further back than just that. Okay, I think it's time that I address the issue. So basically, what had happened is I ran my mouth. And it got me in trouble. Big time trouble. Not like with the law or anything like that, but you know, with people. I said I believe my exact words were, I don't think this could be it, but maybe you two are getting bored of one another. That wasn't 4 months ago. That was like that was like 5 to 6, I think. And when I said that, this was Messenger, I sent it, not really thinking about the ramifications. Well, that's my major problem. The issue is I don't know when to shut up. You see, I run my mouth, and and the problem with that is when I run my mouth, I don't. I say things, but but I tend to speak before I tend to speak before I think. My mouth is my biggest problem outright. And looking back, it's almost like, why did you say that? Why would you tell someone that? That's not cool. That's just downright offensive, and um, that's offensive and just downright rude. Um, you know, looking back at everything, you know, I I wish none of this would have ever happened. I started all of this, and I want to finish all of this. Only problem, this takes time. I don't know how much time it's going to take, but it takes time. My biggest problem is my mouth. Another problem is that I get pushy. You know, I guess for the longest, um, I guess for the, if it someone on Messenger and I don't get a response back, I will literally message them every single day until I get a response. Yeah, that doesn't go so well. Because if I do that, they'll either A, block me, or B, Well, I got A and B switched. They'll either A, send me a message and tell me how they feel about it. Okay. Or B, they'll block me. Well, you know, and I understand. Okay, I understand how that can be annoying, and I understand that I have to stop being pushy with things. I I understand it now. I didn't understand it back then because with me messaging them 24/7, I'm not giving any time for them. Um, Instead, I am bugging them and 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 bugging them until they finally just snap. And yeah, that that's not what I want. You know. Another problem that I have is I don't really know how to explain this one. Another another problem that I have is not realizing what emotions that's not it. Another problem is, I don't really put any I don't really put my head into a lot of things. You know, like when I say something, I'll say something completely off the wall. Or I'll say something that doesn't make any sense. Or I'll say something that makes sense but doesn't make sense. Or I'll say something that I perceive to be a joke, which, yeah. Or now I'm just rambling. Or, one final example. I will say something not thinking about how I make the other person feel, if that makes sense. Because, I make well, I guess what I'm trying to say is, you know, I'm quick to shoot first and ask questions later. And sometimes I hit my target, the majority of the time I don't. Another one of my problems is another one of my problems is I kick myself. What do I mean I kick myself? Whenever I do something wrong, or whenever I do something wrong, and even though I've asked for forgiveness, uh I'll say I'm sorry, and then I will do then I'll do something completely stupid, and I'll do something completely stupid. And the persons or people or that are mad at me, they'll ask me, why do you do this? You know, you just said you were sorry. Why go? Why? Why do this? Okay. I have an answer. And I actually put my head into this one, so. I've actually put my head into a lot of these answers, so. The reason why I do it is because it may sound stupid, but it's either I forget or I don't care. And the majority of the time, it's I forget. There have been times where I've done things and just didn't care. And I've been trying to check that out of commission. Now, I said on Facebook that I would return on March 27th, but on April 1st, all will be clear. Personally, I don't know what that means. I just thought it'd be something cool and catchy, but so instead of waiting, and that was the original plan, was to make a video every day, then make a video on April 1st. But I might as well just go all in. Might as well just push all my chips to the table. So that April 1st being clear. Yeah. No. Let's make that let's make that March 27th. All will become clear. I have to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna tell you guys that, well, basically I'm gonna open up to you guys. I don't know where to begin. Let's start when I lost my job, all the way back last May. I came home and I did a video about, I lost my job. I did not realize at the time how much losing my job would affect me. And what that did is, I've tried to get back into the job scene and everything, and problem with that is I would get my hopes up whenever I would have an interview, and my hopes would be up here, and then it'd all come crashing down, and I would get frustrated, and I would get to a point where I would just say, you know what, what's the point? I guess what I'm trying to say is losing my job sent me into a depression, a really bad depression. I think I cried for about 3 days straight whenever I lost my job, because I wanted to work and they took what I loved away. So, and being sent into a depression it wouldn't be that bad if I hadn't I've struggled with depression. One day I can feel like I'm on top of the world, and then the next day I can feel like I'm blah. You know. When I did that video, and when I said the things that I said, I did not realize it at the time. But looking back, I was depressed. I was deeply depressed.
my emotions were on edge. Um, there's there's no way to say this without throwing darts at me. Um, without throwing darts at myself. So, you know, it's I struggle with depression, but my depression has never been this bad. Where did my depression start? When did it start to get really bad? Looking back, it I guess I still I guess I I guess I'm living in the past, if that makes sense. You see, I think about what I used to do, and when I think about it, it gets me sad, it gets me angry. You know, depression just isn't sadness. It's a mixture of more depression is more complicated than sadness. And let me show you guys something. Okay. Look at this. This is me looking at a reflection of myself. And I've never I've never put myself first. I've always been the one to put myself last. Put myself as the last one that gets served and everything like that. I've always put my life on the back burner. Do I have any regrets of doing that? No. But I have focused so much on taking care of others that I didn't take care of myself. You know. It may sound this may sound cheesy, but I really never had a direction in life that I wanted to go. And that's disappointing. It really is disappointing. Because I take care of others and I take care of those that that are close to me. I make everything's fine with them, but when it comes to me, I don't even realize that I don't even realize that I don't I don't pay attention to me. But that's because, all my life I've been a selfless person. I, I've always taken care of those close to me. I've always, uh, I've always tried to watch what I say. I've always tried to understand things, and it took a long, it took, it took, I didn't, you know, I, what it took for me to realize that, you got to start thinking, you got to start making something, you know, you got to start taking care of you and not the other way around. I guess over the years, I've uh, I've I've basically lost control, you know, and this is, I've basically lost control, and it hurts, it sucks. Why did I, why did I start? Why did I go away to find myself? And I'm still a work in progress. I I still gotta work on, my mouth, and I still gotta work on, I still gotta work on me. But I feel like I'm at a point where I can finally say I'm back. I, I I'm at a point. I'm at a point now where I feel I feel like I have a clear path and I know what I want to do. And not only do I know what I want to do, but my path is clear. My eyes are open, and there's not there's not a fog that I, I can see clearly. My mind is my mind it's at peace. I'm at peace. And I guess it's time to hit the old dusty trail like only hardcore Christopher can. So, join me tomorrow where for Ultimate for Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi 3. And before I forget, I um before before I go, uh, I want to say um I want to give some shout outs. I also want to give you guys a recommendation. Um, um, uh, so my first shout out I want to give, the first shout out I want to give to uh, is Wrestling for Fans. Second shout out I want to give is to uh, Spooky RoboCat. Um, that's that's base that's basically all the shout outs I want to give. If I think of any more, I'll put them in the description below, which there currently is nothing in the description. So, um, now the recommendation. And let me ask you all something. Have you guys ever heard of Abobo's Big Adventure? Well, I have. And don't worry, if you haven't, you're not alone, because before James and Mike's Mondays, I hadn't heard of it ever. but but if you are a fan of just wacky and crazy, and it'll make you say, "What in the world did I just watch?" Just type in to the YouTube search bar Abobo's Big Adventure, and a playthrough or a walkthrough of it, because it's damn insane. I really do mean insane. Um, so let me give you a rundown. Abobo's I think it's Double Dragon, or it could be Streets of Rage. I'm not for sure. Um, then it's then Abobo just goes from his natural habitat to like Contra and Mega Man and Mike Tyson's Punch Out. But yeah, whenever I watched it, I got a real laugh out of it. So I'm Hardcore Christopher. Keep it hardcore, everyone. And I'll see you all tomorrow for Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi. And I swear to you that you'll never see this again. I'll always try to have a smile on my face. Keep it hardcore, everyone.